So I want to make a video about how, like, we're all inside of a different world. Like, all of us are inside of, we're on Earth and we're all humans, but we all are completely different humans. And, like, obviously, right? But it's so much deeper than what we really see. The whole thoughts create reality, it's all deeper than it's all going over our head because I was thinking about it and I was like, holy shit. An older person is in a completely different world than I'm in, and in a completely different world than what the younger generation, younger than me, are in. Like, we're all in different worlds, and I'm trying to explain this. Um, so, like, older people think owning a house means something, but owning a house doesn't really mean that much to the younger generation. It's not about that. Like, I don't know, there's a different perspective of life, of what life is, of what. And it's weird because I guess the older generation was just sold an idea of life, and the younger generation, it's hard to sell us, and it's hard to sell people an idea about life when you have the internet. Like, I don't know, the people that were raised, like, were children and teenagers before the internet, they have a different perspective now. Not all of them, because you can choose to evolve with the world around you. So there's some people that just live in a way where, like, the older people, then just some of them just immediately adapted to the internet once it came out, and then immediately adapted to social media when it came out, and immediately adapted to, like, it. You can adapt yourself on the way there, but it's just the person who was born in the time is just in it. They don't have to adapt to it. It's just what is to them. That the younger generation, what is to them is social media, the internet, now AI, and, like, that's just what is. And the older generations, this is how it's been forever, have always tried to hold back the younger generation or tell them that, they're doing something wrong or this is how it's done. But a lot of times the older generation doesn't know what they're talking about because they only know their world, meaning they know their ideas of life. That in the 80s, people wanted to be heavy metal rock stars. Today, people do not want to be heavy metal rock stars. And that's what I mean. That imagine if the older generation tried forcing all the kids today who want to be social media influencers, like, trying to force them to be just heavy metal rock stars in a band. But the older generation would be like, but that's what we wanted when we were kids. This was our dream, and this was, but it's a different world. Like, literally, it's a literal different world. And I don't know. So I was thinking about how we're all in different worlds and how it's just this thing where the ideas that I have about life are not the same that you have about life. So therefore, it's not even the same life. Like, there's things that I think I can do that other people think they can't do, and because they don't think they can do it or they don't think it's possible in life, it's not possible in their life. That's why, like, the thoughts create reality thing, like, thoughts create reality so deeply that it's every thought we think and everything we believe is possible, everything that we believe life is. Like, some people think life is the fake world that's on top of the real world. Like, the real world being, there was a world before society was created. There was a way of life, a mother nature connected with the trees type way of life. But once we started getting intellectually intelligent as a human species, we started breaking away from our connection with Mother Earth and the connection with the universe. But so it's this thing where now our idea of what we think life is different. We think life is this physical world where the whatever. But if we get back to the idea that life is more like the shamanic world, where like there was this different idea of what they thought life was. And scientists or doctors or people today would say, yeah, but the people back in the day, they were just, using the plants, and that was just, it was just the drugs or the molecules that were in the plants, and they brush it off. But they forget that this whole experience that we're experiencing now is a molecule experience. The molecules are fluctuating through your brain to be able to be in this world. You start switching the molecules, you'll start switching what type of feeling you feel, you'll start switching what type of way you look at the world, your perspective, and I don't know, there's just this whole thing that then affects our reality, and it puts us in a different world. So that's why one of the easiest ways to change your reality is to change your thinking. And it's hard. Well, it's easy but hard. Because, like, it's not easy to change your way of thinking. It's not easy to change your beliefs. But this is why dropping the ego is like the best thing you can do, because if you could just drop your ego to take in new information, to admit that you might have the wrong information, to look at yourself and look in the mirror and ask yourself, are you who you want to be? Like all these deep questions and all this deep shit and all this hard work, and but it's it will change your perspective on life, which will literally put you in a different reality. And this is literally what I think the younger generation means by like going from 3D to 5D. Like it's it all means the same thing because words aren't real. That going from 3D to 5D, that just means going from the under or waking up, right? People would say, we need to wake up the world, and like I I don't know, I get it because it all means the same thing. We just get to a point where we understand that our consciousness affects reality. In quantum physics, they've understood this, but this is what I mean. There's like little breadcrumbs to the understanding of what is. That consciousness can affect reality. The observer can affect reality. So once you observe your thoughts, you can change them. Once you observe yourself, you can change yourself. Once you observe the world that you're in or the way that you live life, you could change the way that you live life. It's it's just that thing. So, yeah. Appreciate y'all for watching.